one day somebody does something unspeakable to someone else, to someone you hardly knew, and you do something about it because you can.
This story comes to us from NBC7 San Diego. You know this guy, Faizon Love, well known for his roles in hit movies like Elf, Couples Retreat, and Friday, has found himself in more legal trouble. Now, arrest records show Love was arrested in Riverside County on June 4th near the Morongo Casino Resort and Spa on a fugitive warrant. The following day, an extradition waiver was filed. Now, he was also in a football movie, The Replacements, with Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, Jon Favreau, and a list of other famous actors that you would know. On June 16th, Love was booked into the Hillsborough County Jail in Florida, according to online booking information. Now, according to online court records, a Hillsborough County judge issued an arrest warrant on 2 counts of contempt of court last month in a child support case dating back to 2019. It's unclear why the warrant was issued, but documents tied to the case appear to be sealed, and they could not be found online by the news agency. NBC7 contacted Faizon Love's attorney in the child support case, and he confirmed the arrest, but wasn't able to share any details about the case. As of last Wednesday evening, Faizon Love was still listed in custody in Florida. Now, Love is currently facing a felony assault charge in San Diego connected to an alleged attack on a hotel clerk in Mission Valley in August of 2024. Love is accused of ripping a credit card reader off its mount and throwing it at the clerk, hitting the side of her head. Prosecutors charged Love with felony assault with a deadly weapon, the card reader, with an enhancement to the charge due to great bodily injury to the alleged victim. Love has pleaded not guilty in the case, and a trial date is on the calendar for August of this year. However, next month, July, a judge is scheduled to hear a motion to allow Love to complete a pretrial mental health diversion program. Money talks. The program allows qualifying defendants to receive treatment instead of serving jail time. Typically, if the treatment is completed, criminal charges are dismissed. Now, during the preliminary hearing in 2025, the alleged victim testified that Love became irate after being told the hotel had no vacancy, despite using a third-party hotel booking app. She said she and 2 coworkers couldn't calm him down. She said Mr. Love was extremely upset. It was 0 to 100 real quick. He was repeatedly asking if we knew who he was. I'm going to get back to that. She then told District Attorney Jana Scarborough what she said happened next. Said, I then proceeded to say that was enough. The alleged victim, Mr. Love, looked directly at me, pulled the credit card machine off, and threw it in my direction. The woman testified further that she went to the hospital a couple of hours after the incident and said she suffered a concussion and has had lingering health problems, including sensitivity to light. That's her head. However, under cross-examination from Love's attorney, Mark Kligman, the woman acknowledged differences between her testimony on Tuesday and what she told the 911 operator and responding police officers in August of 2024. Well, memory, it's 2 years later. That included the severity of injuries and whether she thought Love was targeting her specifically. In an effort to highlight potential inconsistencies, Kligman played back San Diego PD police body camera video from the officers who responded that night. The front desk clerk's 2 coworkers also testified about the incident, saying they witnessed the attack. Kligman again referenced the body camera video to highlight differences in their stories. Specifically, whether they both actually saw the card reader strike the woman in the head or just heard the sound of it striking the wall. One of the witnesses admitted he actually didn't see the woman get hit. He said what should give the court pause is in the insufficiency of the evidence and credibility of the witnesses. That was Kligman, the attorney. Now, during closing arguments, Kligman also introduced the possibility that the alleged victim was motivated by more than justice. This is a dirty lawyer. In my humble opinion, this is a POS lawyer. That woman filed a civil lawsuit against Love, seeking money to pay for her medical bills, as well as for the physical and emotional pain she said she suffered. Quote, I think there's quite a bit of motivation for her to make this up, to exaggerate, Kligman said. In 2017, Love pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor for assaulting a valet at the John Glenn Columbus International Airport. The violent attack was caught on airport surveillance video, and he was fined $500 and given a 180-day suspended jail sentence. The victim in that case filed a civil lawsuit against Faizon Love, and the court ordered Love to pay the valet $40,000 and later ordered him to pay an additional $86.7950 for attorney fees. Now, in 2009, Love was accused of attacking a man at a hotel in West Hollywood. That's according to the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department. And referencing the hotel clerk, claiming that he asked her, so I'm going to get back to this. So that's the story. But this Faizon Love, 2009, 2017, 2014, this guy's got problems, in my humble opinion. This dude's got problems. With that lawyer, well, of course she's got motivation to make it up. Yeah, she got attacked, you POS. That's when I could never be an attorney. I couldn't do it. You get a victim like this and then you're going to attack her credibility. She got hit with a card reader by this guy, had to go to the hospital, and now she's got problems. But I digress. So I'm going to end with this. When she says that Faizon Love said, do you know who I am? Well, I remember an actress that said that, and it was caught on video. I'm not going to say her name. I should. I'm not. But there was an actress. It was caught on video. She was drunk and she was getting arrested. And she said to one of the cops, do you know who I am? And then David Spade was asked about that by TMZ. And David Spade said, look, if you have to ask that question, you're not famous. Because David Spade said, if you're famous, they don't ask you that. You don't have to ask that question. They know who you are. So for Faizon Love to say, you know who I am? Well, no, we don't. That's why you have to ask us that. What do you guys say? Let me know.